But I wanted to start going back to kind of chatting there at the beginning. Just having fun. Maybe doing something a little more engaging. What could be easier than a tier list? Something that's easy. Because we've done one before. We did controllers, right? I remember we did the controllers for the different controllers throughout all of video gaming, right? We took a look at that. But next, I want to take a look at something else, right? Want to have fun with, again, setting some ground rules for a few things, but understanding who I am to get to make myself more known to you, right? As the viewers, how we can relate to each other, right? So, everybody loves good breakfast, right? Hero, I love you too, dude. Dude, love you. Appreciate the love. How are you? Good to see you, Austin. So, easily enough, right? What can we talk about that can be both controversial yet so simple? Cereal. Cereal is a great breakfast food. It is, it's obviously an S-tier breakfast, right? It's even branded as a part of a complete breakfast. But here, definitively, we'll search through the different kinds of cereal and we'll give you the definitive list. We'll always put it in alright to talk about it, and then we'll move it accordingly to where it needs to be ranked. Okay, starting with Apple Jacks. Now it is subject to change. I get to adjust at the very end for the tier list. Get to adjust at the very, very end. Apple Jacks is a delicious cereal. It combines a little bit of that desserty taste with the hard cinnamon, but the sweetness of the apple, right? The Apple Jacks. Dude, the mascots were also amazing. Dude, the cinnamon is the Winamon. That's epic, dude. That's like one of the greatest cereal tag-ons ever. So we're gonna put Apple Jacks in good, right? So it's between that S tier and all right? So we're gonna put it kind of right there, floating around good. Captain Crunch, a childhood favorite. Nothing was better than cracking open that fresh red box with that mustachioed man on the front and eating a big bowl of Captain Crunch. However, this was a little ruined for me because one time I opened up a Captain Crunch box, poured that sweet cereal out, and what I used was buttermilk. Can I zoom in on this? I think I can. Captain Crunch was then ruined for me for a while. It took it out of that A tier and put it in just the all right tier. Captain Crunch, and when you kind of break it down, if you don't eat them at just the right time, they'll like scratch the top of your mouth, and the roof of your mouth will be sore for days. So we're gonna put Captain Crunch at all right. Hot take: regular Cheerios will not eat. That is pretty hot. So plain Cheerios absolutely will not eat. But if you do include a fruit such as banana or strawberries, Cheerios are okay. But we're taking the cereal at face value, right? What it is. Cheerios are whole grain circles. They're bad. Cheerios are bad. They're not good. You have to add to it to make it better, which to me constitutes a bad cereal. Chips Ahoy. The cookies are delicious. There was nothing better than feeling like you were eating a whole sleeve of Chips Ahoy. Face value cheers are only good if you're 50 or older. That's actually true. Chips Ahoy. Again, felt like having dessert for breakfast, right? It felt like having dessert for breakfast. So that would put it like in that good category, right? So, if you left the if you left the Chips Ahoy in the milk for too long, they got real soggy, and you had chocolate chip soup, which kind of threw me off a little bit. Give it a little twang, right? A little bit of that sensory overload, right? I'm gonna leave Chips Ahoy in the all right due to the deterioration of the cereal over time. Chips Ahoy criminally underrated. Well, I've said I gotta put it in the all right phase right now. We get one last look at the end, but as for right now, we're leaving it in all. We're putting Chips Ahoy in all right. Look, I mean, come on, you leave it in the milk for so long, it gets mushy, dude. Nobody likes the mush, right? I want to have that nice crisp crunch of cereal while I eat. If that's in the milk for longer than 5 minutes, it's mush. I've said what I've said. Mini wheats, frosted mini wheats, little bites. So I think these were like the chocolate coated mini wheats. Okay. Mini wheats themselves are okay. But let me take a step back here. The flavored mini wheats will push this above the bad. So we're gonna leave, like, if all I have to eat is mini wheats and mini wheats little bites, I'm picking little bites. Absolutely. I'm talking lickety split, picking them bad boys. So we're gonna leave little bites in all rights. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The taste you can see. I'm talking about a French toast breakfast in a bowl. I'm talking about these little squares that ran around and ate each other. They were so good. And it was absolutely positively one of the most craved cereals in the Carter family household. There's no question. There is no denying Cinnamon Toast Crunch is an absolutely goated breakfast cereal. I'm talking front to back, top to bottom, box after box after box. There was no bad batches. Every single one of them was good. Okay, Sham has something to say. Okay. You're on the MitchEvious's stream. Go ahead.
Where do you get off?
Look. I don't make the rules. This is just my list, right? This is just my list.
Well, I would like to point out. Okay, first of all, what are your parameters for ranking? Are we going only flavor, texture?
Yeah, so I'm basing I'm even factoring in a little bit of nostalgia, right? What is the stance of the cereal over time? What is the shape? Does it rub the roof of your mouth? Is it actually enjoyable to eat? Does it just get soggy after a couple minutes in the milk, right? Can you use different milk with, you know what I'm saying? We're taking in a lot of factors, you know. It's not just based off taste, right? If it was just based off taste, you know, I would have put Chips Ahoy higher. But
okay, so here's where I'm drawing a line.
Okay.
Mitchell.
Okay.
If we are putting Chips Ahoy at all right, based off the fact that if they sit too long, they turn soggy, How can you sleep at night putting Cinnamon Toast Crunch at the top tier when it is the worst soggy cereal ever invented, maybe other than Cocoa Pebbles?
Because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is so good, you don't let it get soggy. It is immediately gone. You eat that so fast.
The second that it touches the milk, it goes from hard cardboard texture.
I
left a box out in the rain overnight.
I'll talk about a cereal right now that immediately it touches anything liquidy. It immediately is wet. It's immediately ruined.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed. Yes.
Cocoa Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles.
The only redeeming factor for Cocoa Pebbles is that it turns to chocolate milk.
It does turn, but if I want chocolate milk, I'm gonna buy it in a jug. All right, and I might get pushback on this. I'm not eating Cocoa Pebbles. I'm not eating Fruity Pebbles. No, I'm not eating them. They're not.
I'm not eating them.
I'm not eating them. That's just a fact.
See, that we can agree on.
I'm not eating them. That's just how it is. That's the way it's gonna be. And if you're a Cocoa Pebbles fan or a Fruity Pebbles fan, I'm sorry. You have chosen a terrible cereal to like. You've chosen a bad cereal. Please. Fruit Loops apparently are all the same flavor.
Mitch, I need to intervene here because I have Gad on the other line here playing duos with him. He just lost every last marble that he had looking at Captain Crunch and All Right. And what was the other one?
Chips Ahoy and Little Bites are in the all right category.
He is hurling insults at you now. You have the taste buds of a 5-year-old, he said.
Don't worry. I think we're getting to his cereals here in just a minute. I think they're still down here on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to my list here, and then I'll be over there and I should be done with this here in just a few minutes.
No, you're good.
So
I'm very interested in the cereal.
So Fruit Loops apparently had this scientific study where each of the circular pieces of cereal are all the same flavor. That's not true. They're each different flavor and are each an experience of their own. I think Toucan Sam is a absolute great mascot. Toucan Sam was always be sniffing out the Fruit Loops no matter where they were, and he was absolutely crazy about them. And I'm gonna put them in the good category because for me, I just get this nice warm feeling of eating a fresh bowl of Fruit Loops. I got my buddy Toucan Sam, and we're just enjoying breakfast together. I'm loving it. All right, they're not too sharp around the edges. They're nice and round. They're sanded down. They're a nice crunch whenever you're eating them. You know, it's just it's a wonderful experience. It really is. Frosted Flakes. Absolutely
Frosted Flakes, huh?
goated cereal. I think my headphones just done. Hang on. Okay. I'm back. I thought they were dead. Okay.
Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
Good taste. Soggy. Far too quick. Okay?
They do get soggy quick.
Perhaps one of the most sugary cereals out there.
Indeed, one of the most sugary cereals. But when you wake up, dude, and you were getting ready for school, and you poured a nice fresh bowl of Frosted Flakes, you saw Tony the Tiger, and you knew you had a basketball game that afternoon.
Nothing like it.
You were absolutely unstoppable. Tony the Tiger is one of the most recognizable cereal mascots out there, I believe, besides my boy Toucan Sam.
And everybody knows the slogan.
They're not just good. They're S tier. They're all the way at the top. I do
almost rank Frosted Flakes at S tier off of nostalgia alone.
I do understand the soggy factor. I do, but I put it again with the same notion as Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You're eating them bad boys so fast, you're not worried about them getting soggy because they're already gone.
Opinions are respected, but also judged.
I'm gonna bunch some up real quick here as to not waste anyone's time on these next few. I'm gonna go ahead and put honey bunches of oats right here. Okay. I'm looking at 3. There's one called chocolate, one called honey roasted, and one with almonds. I will not eat honey bunches of oats with almonds. Almonds belong in trail mix, and it maybe can be made into milk. It does not belong in cereal at all. I'll say the only redeeming qualities of these other 2 are that they're flavored. I've had honey roasted. It tastes a little bit like another cereal on this list, but not as good. There's chocolate in this one. I'll give it a point. All right, so let's not beat around the bush. These are bad. We're not eating this one. Can we? Honey Nut Cheerios is an interesting one.
This is where it gets interesting, okay?
Because as you can,
I was very opinionated on regular Cheerios.
Because as you can see, Cheerios is in the bad set. Clay Tony says I'm mouth blind. So Honey Nut Cheerios, as you can see, there is another Cheerios on this list. There's actually 2 other Cheerios on this list, if you count them. Cheerios is in the bad section. That's the plain, whole grain, gluten-free circles that babies eat when they're born. Then Fruit Loops is the good, which I call the flavored Cheerios, right? Honey Nut Cheerios is a strange one for me, because you have kind of still that bland texture. You know you're eating a Cheerio. Like, you know it in the back of your mind. You're like, man, I know this is a Cheerio. But that sweet, sweet taste of honey, you just can't get past. And not only with such a good mascot, and it lowers my cholesterol with 1 bowl a day. It's going in holy, man. Put it in there.
Put it there.
Honey Nut Cheerios takes one of the top spots. You can't pass it up. If Honey Nut Cheerios is in there, you're eating it. It is delicious and it's nutritious. And that little bee sure sold me on the Honey Nut Cheerios. Love to see it. Here's another one I'm going to kind of group together. Didn't usually eat Crave a lot. I had boxes a few times. Oops, I just punched my mic. Sorry, chat. That probably didn't sound good. All right. We got to get through this. We've got people waiting to game. Okay. I think s'mores belong at campfires, not in your cereal bowl. But I also think that they're not as bad as these 2 guys. We're going to put s'mores down here. We have chocolate and double chocolate, right? So we finally got the Kellogg's stuffed Captain Crunch, basically, right? We finally got this. We got like the toaster strudels of the cereal world, right? Double chocolate, I think, is a little too much chocolate for me. I don't want to be, experiencing double fudge for breakfast right now. But I will say that the reason they don't all kind of go in the bad section based on flavor alone is they actually held their shape for a good while. They weren't affected by the milk as much because they had that layering, right? Double chocolate for me is just a little much. We're going to leave it in all right. Crave chocolate by itself, it had that little Nutella kick. It's good. I'm going to say it's a good cereal. Dark chocolate's a little too much for me. S'mores belong at campfires. And Boy Scouts, it does not belong in my cereal bowl. Frosted Mini Wheats. As I've grown older, I have started to appreciate Frosted Mini Wheats. Even though sometimes it feels like I'm eating a cardboard box. It reminds me of the struggles of being an adult. That sometimes you just gotta eat it. You eat what you got, and sometimes you have to deal with it. So it always humbles me when I eat a bowl of Frosted Mini Wheats. We're going we've been incorporating this sogginess factor throughout all of our choices. These things soak up the milk. The blueberry ones are incredible. I haven't tried much of the flavor ones, so I'll take your word on that one, Clint. But I'm talking frosted mini wheats. Okay, one side has that nice sugary coating. The other side is blank. I'm gonna leave frosted mini wheats at all right because they are a reminder as an adult that some things in life are hard and you just got to deal with it. That's going to be okay. Pops. This is a personal favorite of Mrs. MitchEvious's. And I can't really understand the hype. They seem to be lacking on the inside. They're more of a shell than anything. It sometimes eats like sometimes I get that crunch of a shrimp shell. But for some reason it's sweet and it's in my cereal bowl. When they become wet, they become mushy. There's not really a mascot. It's just Kellogg's Pops. I think it looks like, to me, it also looks like I'm eating a bowl of corn, right? I don't eat corn for breakfast. Okay, that's just not me. That's not what I do. Some people might like that. That's not me. I think that these have a pretty good following. I'm going to put this in the bad section. I think that it is a shell of a cereal that could be great, but there's not many redeeming qualities about it. There's not enough to save it. And sometimes, like J. Cole said, don't save her because she really don't want to be saved. So we're just going to leave it in the bad section. Tricks. That pesky rabbit and his bowl of Tricks. Tricks gets bonus points for having that pesky rabbit. Also, there's a little bit of nostalgia factor for me. This was another coveted cereal in the Carter household when I was growing up. And again, like Fruit Loops, each of those shapes have a different flavor. You can't convince me otherwise. It's not happening. This is the way it is, how things are, and how they should be. This is going in the good section. This is a good cereal. It is better. It's many tiers above this one, but it's not quite in that holy trinity of cereal in the morning. I'm telling you. You come to my house, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flake, and Cheerios is in the pantry right now. So that's it, guys. What do we think of our list? Let's take one last look at it. Let's see how we feel. Let me know if your thoughts. Should we change anything? Do I need to move anything? These are what these are for, right? To maybe stir a little bit, but to also communicate with one another. Find out who is absolutely right and who the absolutely crazy people are. But man, that's a good looking list, chat. What do you think? I think everything is the spot it needs to be in. I think everything is in a good spot right now. I think it looks good. So let's see if I'm going to try to screenshot this here so we can share this on Twitter. Everybody smile. Excellent. Claytonia says this is not the best one in the world. Because he's just not excited. I had to take another screenshot. There we go. That's much better. It's got a big smile in it. But this is MitchEvious's definitive cereal list. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna tweet it out here in a minute. It's going to be super. I think it's a super good list. I think that's the list we. I think that's the correct list. That's what I think it is, the correct list. Guys, I appreciate it.